and welcome to the daily newscast within the United Countries special by the First Ukraine. You can find us at the frequencies available at our website firstua.com. Victoria Zabian is working for you in the studio. Thank you for joining us. Administration of State Fiscal Service of Ukraine is standing off its responsibilities. Internal investigation begins in the institution. Such order was given by the Prime Minister of Ukraine, Arseniy Yatsenyuk. For the moment of revision, head of institution and his deputies who rule the tax police and custom office will not work.
After reading interviews of real people who are in business, I can clearly say that the fiscal service started working the way it was expected by Ukrainians after Maidan during the first half a year. But during another half it was working as usual, and I won't sit down under overusing in the national fiscal, revenue and customs services, which I read about in letters and mass media.
Artillery volleys are continuing on direction to Debaltseve, ATO headquarters reports. In the night, settlements Popasna and Luhansk were under the fire of terrorists. It is stated by Luhansk Regional Administration that Popasna was fired upon today in the morning from the site of Pervomaisk and Kalinove. They are occupied by militants who call themselves as the Don Cossacks host. Terrorists also fired Troitsky and Trokhizbenka. There are no wounded people. Spokesperson of the ATO, Anatoly Stelmach, reports about dozens of enemy's manless aircraft along the line of military confrontation.
The equipment that was both Russian and the property of so-called Guard of Great Donbas Army is still there. It has returned from the Debaltseve locations and now it is in village Zhalobka. Russian tanks are still there. This means that shootings and artillery appeared again. They appeared in Frunze, Bryansk, Stakhanovka, in all cities where intensive shootings took place. At night, terrorists have shot at Opitna, Tunenki and Avdiyivka in the direction of Donetsk. Moreover, near 9 p.m. in the area of Butovsk mine, enemies have tried to storm our positions with their foot elements.
Russia is preparing 16th humanitarian convoy for Donbass. The column of cars is forming in Rostov region. In Russian Ministry of Emergencies assured that there are only medicines, products, warm clothing and building materials, and also books for students. On 27th of February, this convoy will cross the Ukrainian border. The previous portion of Russian aid had come to Ukraine on 20th of February. 15 trucks had come to Luhansk and as many to Donetsk. Neither Ukrainian border guarders nor representatives of the Red Cross organization had the access to the shipment. And 20 Federal Security Service officers of Russia are suspected in violences against Ukraine during the Revolution of Dignity. The appropriate document and written appeal had been passed to Russian embassy in Ukraine by representative of Prosecutor's General Office of Ukraine. Military Prosecutor's Office stated that they have conclusive evidences of complicity in treason of Federal Security Service officers group that had inflicted harm to territorial integrity of Ukraine. They had been found during the case investigation concerning the ex-head of Security Service of Ukraine, his first deputy, and ex-heads of departments. The written appeal had been also sent to General Prosecutor's Office of Russia.
They must send these documents to Russian Federation for their next transmission to people who were informed about the suspicion. Later these people will be declared wanted and all measures will be taken to find them and transport to Ukraine for bringing to justice.
Ukraine favors the reformation of United Nations organization. It was said during the ministry's meeting of UN Security Council in New York by Minister of Foreign Affairs of Ukraine, Pavlo Klimkin. The main topic of the meeting is the effectiveness of UN. Mr. Klimkin also said that Ukraine counts on support of member states concerning the issue of peacekeeping mission sending to Donbass.
Russia ignores the principles of the UN Charter and is not fulfilling its political and legal obligations, says Foreign Minister of Ukraine Pavlo Klimkin. At the same time, Russia is a permanent member of the UN Security Council.
Mr. President, the Russian Federation has blatantly violated sovereignty, independence and territorial integrity of Ukraine. It used and uses all means, from interference into Ukraine's internal affairs to direct military aggression and partial occupation of the Ukrainian sovereign territory, from political and economic coercion to a massive propaganda assault. Without exaggeration, Russia unleashed a full-scale hybrid war on Ukraine.
Sanctions should be implemented only with the permission of the UN Security Council, so says Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. In his view, unilateral restrictions lead to the accumulation of negativity in international relations. Unilateral destructive actions, atoms of extraterritorial application of national legislation, are nothing but a manifestation of archaic bloc thinking. They lead to the accumulation of confrontational charge in international affairs and hinder joint search for solutions to problems that arise. United Nations should intensify pressure on countries that violate international obligations, says the US representative to the United Nations, Samantha Power. She said that if the United Nations ignores such violations, it cannot comply with the principle of the Charter.
Russia today is training, arming, supporting, and fighting alongside separatists who have brutally seized Ukrainian territory, a blatant violation of the UN Charter, and an assault on its neighbors' sovereignty, independence, and territorial integrity, one that has already cost some 5,700 lives and forced the displacement of more than 1.7 million Ukrainians.
According to United Nations Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon, the organization currently has no common understanding of collective security, and that is its main purpose. Arseny Tsambaluk, Olga Tkachenko, First Ukraine.
Princess Elsa had been arrested in the city of Hanahan of the United States of America. The heroine of the film Frozen has been arrested for the attempt to turn the fountain into ice. She has been taken to the police department for disciplinary education. Then she has been released because the fountain unfreezed, and it could not be the evidence of the crime. The arrest of Princess Elsa is the common storytelling of locals and police. In this way, they decided to entertain people who are tired from cold. The winter in the USA sets all records. This year is snowy, and now the country is forged by frost. To assemble the Rubik's Cube, Pyramix and Smart Cube in the several seconds, having such adroitness in the age of 6, Arseny Kravchenko from Poltava had got the record book to Ukraine. Our journalist will tell you about quantitative skills and heart speed of the boy in the following story.
There are video cameras, jury, classmates and teachers in the hall. After several training tries, Arseny Kravchenko put together a pyramid of effort in 9 seconds, but young recordsman is not very pleased with his result. On training, I have made a 5-second record, but then I became a little nervous and put it together in 9 seconds. Arseny sets a new record in a new nomination, and then he can continue his progress. Maybe he will make a better result later himself. Arseny's class teacher says that boy has outstanding ability to math. He's pretty good at adding, subtracting, binary and 3-digit numbers, even in his 6 years. Information that other kids receive on the math lessons is boring for him. That's why I always give him exercise for the 2nd grade level, for him not to be bored and to be interested. And he does the really fast. Arseny started to put together his first puzzles a year ago. His father taught him to do that. Once a little sweet trinket came to our hands. It wasn't very good, but has functioned. And that's probably how he got interested in it. Then we have bought a common bigger 3-3 cube with instruction. At first we made it in 3 days, and then in 2 minutes.
З інструкції, перший раз ми складали його 2 дні, а потім уже 2 хвилини.
Now Arseny is already thinking about new records and continues his training. Володимир Небипиво, Константин Худолій, First Ukraine.
It was the United Country newscast by First Ukraine. You can find more details at our website, firstua.com. Victoria Zabiyan was working for you in the studio. We wish you only good news. Take care and goodbye.